Alright, getting ready to start the event right now. I'm going to search for my match. Okay, check my code. See if we can get this match to start. I have to find my opponent in the Discord server and message them directly. Excuse me. Oh, go back to the screen, see if my friend is responding. Not yet. I thought I saw this guy in the Discord server a second ago, but now I don't see him. Come on, Mark. Looking for my opponent. Well, in the meantime, I would show off my team, but can't, so just chilling in this waiting zone. It's going to be interesting to see what the meta's like. I'm pretty sure, I haven't played any tournaments yet, but theory crafting, I assume Stealth Rock's going to be everywhere, so hopefully, well, with that in mind, with team design, we can... we'll see what happens, I don't know. I have a few tricks up my sleeve, but I don't know if tricks are going to win. Chat up here. It's connect. Diglett, Pikachu, and Squirtle. Pretty sure this is the code still. Just gonna double check. Indeed. Let's see what's going on in the Discord server. Any messages back? That's okay. Hey, KK Hot Pocket. Just getting the chat up here. Your opponent hasn't shown up either. I wish I had a trick room in my sleeve. Yeah, I wish I had a trick room in my sleeve as well. doing an experiment with my camera. Since I moved my head a little bit, I have it set to auto track me, but I'm watching the stream a little bit. It seems like it might be a little long. That's what I saw in there. I had to post my thing. I sent a message to my opponent, and we'll see if he gets it in time. Otherwise, well, that's how a cookie crumbles, I guess. Wouldn't be the first time I've won a round one with an opponent not there, or a final round with an opponent not there. I'm excited for the tournament, though. Glad there is somebody organizing an event. I would like to see our local scene get some stuff picked up. Oh, I have a funny word on the screen. Some random Latin bullcrap I put up there. Whoops. Get that out of there. Alright. Let's search one more time, maybe two more times. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I've entered this every time, and I still doubt it's the right code. I'm, like, fearful that I'm putting in the wrong one. I want to be sure. That is correct. Alrighty. Let's see. Give me that Twitch chat. Hey, KK, how's my sound quality? I'm not wearing a headset right now. I'm just using the webcam microphone as an experiment. Seems good? Okay. Nice. Games give it a 7 out of 10. Hey, that's about where my grades usually sit around, so I'm gonna say I'm consistent. So, yeah, that would stink to get matched up. But at least you could have some telepathy if you would like. So there's always that. So, it's 5:15. Do they mean 15 minutes from the 5 o'clock start time, or do they mean 15 minutes from the time I enter the match envelope thing? Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're going to claim round one just because no opponent. But this is like a new tournament scene, so that's kind of how it goes. Victory! There we go. Thermostat. That's an interesting feature there. Do you want to mark this game as lost? You cannot change... No. Wait a minute. What to do? I wonder if it's just like it means to say the other thing. It says submit win on the box. I don't want to click I lost either. I'm gonna click I won. I'm just gonna go with it. If it says I lose, then I'll create an issue. I submitted that I won system. Okay. So in my chat box inside of my tournament screen, it says that I won, even though I had to click it to say that I lost, which is funny. That's something I'll bring up to the tournament organizer, though. Let's see. It's Killia. Tournament support. We both said the same thing at the same time in the chat. That's funny. Yeah, I clicked I won, and it asked if I wanted to confirm that I lost, and I said, okay, sure. And then it said that I won anyways. I assume it's just a dialog box error. Whoever wrote the box probably copy-pasted from the other box and then forgot to switch it or something. That's just me guessing, though. I don't actually have any knowledge on that. Well, maybe we can go do something fun. Are we waiting a little bit? I don't know how long these battles are going to take. Well, I can put the team on the screen. It's not like my opponents are going to be able to see it anyways. This is what we're running today. I don't think anybody's surprised to see Aerodactyl. If you are, then you're probably not into the competitive format that much, or you're not into the metagame at least. But with no way to remove Stealth Rock in the format, I think getting Stealth Rock into play is one of the most important things you could do for your battle. The earlier, the better. Aerodactyl's the fastest Stealth Rocker that you can find, and he's also the fastest taunt user you can find. So if they use a Stealth Rock lead that isn't Aerodactyl, you can taunt them and prevent them from using Stealth Rock. It's a great move to do. Gives you a huge advantage, because then you can just set up your Stealth Rock and then go to town and do your business. That's like my starting strat anyways. Then I have a few different types of Mons here. A couple of speedy special attackers in Starmie and Gengar. Just different coverages and just solid Mons. They kind of they attack different things, but they share some weaknesses. I tried to balance out the team with at least a little bit of immunity all over the place. Kangaskhan might be a weird inclusion, but I think he's pretty cool. I want to see how he performs. I think he has the strongest fake out in the first gen, I believe, so that's my reason for choosing him, a strong fake out, and then he has another couple tools that I think are cool. Nidoking, he's actually probably my favorite Mon on the team. Mix attacker, got reasonable speed, he's not as fast as the Speed Sweeper style Pokemon, but he's right up there, base 85, I believe, or something like that. He's speed positive. I'm running mostly speed positive natures on these Mons. I don't know if I think Kangaskhan doesn't have a speed positive nature. I think every other Mon does, though. That might be a mistake. I just figured first tournament, might as well have the advantage in the speed tier if I can. Nidoking's got good dual stabs, though. Poison Jab and Earthquake, especially Earthquake, obviously, is 150 power, 100% accurate. And Poison Jab is 120 power on him. Nice. Moves, he's got a solid attack stat. It's like 102 or 107 or something like that. He also has a really good special attack stat. Not as good as his attack stat. It's very reasonable, and he's got a wide range of move pool. So, got a couple of elemental beam moves on him. I'm not using... you could use Fire Blast, and I would say it's completely fine to do that. I'm using Flamethrower, I believe. Just because I like hitting, no matter what. Sometimes, though, you really do need the extra punch with certain moves. So, I could see going the other way. Zapdos is kind of an interesting build. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of a tanky speed guy. Got good Thunderbolts, and he's one of the Pokemon in this game that can learn U-turn, so I'm testing that out. Figured U-turning with him would be kind of cool. Powerful Thunderbolts would be cool. Then I'm running Roost, and, well, I won't give away too much secrets yet. I want to get a battle in. Starmie, just a really good Mon in general. Plus, you really do need a water on your team if you're playing Gen 1, or pretty much any generation, really. But I would be hard-pressed to not have a water Pokemon on the team. It was either going to be Gyarados, because I think he's a really good Mon. I mean, you have to think it. It's very, very true. In Mega Gyarados, having the Dark typing and the Water typing, unique and powerful typing, raises his Crunch up, and his Waterfall is already good, obviously, but it also removes the double weakness to electricity, which means he can survive Thunderbolts and stuff, because he's got a pretty good special defense stat. You're right, we can switch up our teams between rounds. I guess I'm not used to that. I guess I'm used to playing in Magic the Gathering tournaments back in the day, or at least, yeah, that's where the rules, you can't change it up. I think most tournament formats are like that, but it's kind of hard to enforce it right now. I can see that as being like a regulation issue. Like, how do you make sure that they're playing the right thing? We just have players submit a roster at the beginning of the tournament, and then if, you should be able to view everybody's roster because you have team preview anyways. So if somebody's team doesn't match the roster when you start up team preview, you just, call a judge or whoever the official is. I think that's how it should go anyways. I was back... I really wanted to do competitive Fire Emblem tournaments and things like that. I thought that'd be cool with like the Fire Emblem Awakening games on the DS. I really like those. They had a lot of like unit customization. Similarly, you'd have to regulate it heavily because Nintendo wasn't going to make a competitive tournament for it, even though the game was really well designed for something like that. 20-minute timer? I don't know how long it'll take. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take either. Good point, though, that we can switch up between rounds. It's interesting. I have some ideas. I wonder if it would be a popular idea to do tournaments with shiny Pokemon as prizes. I mean, if they were competitively natured, I would definitely play in tournaments for them, just because I think it'd be fun. Even though I could make my own, and I like making my own. But I think that would be a cool thing. Way to drive some interest. I mean, right now they're giving away $10 eShop cards and stuff. That's a pretty cool prize, too. And that's, you can buy games and stuff. Look at those HP differences. Got some... Gengar's a little bit bulkier than you'd think, huh? Yeah, let me pull up that tournament page. So there's 2 matches left. We're not going to be waiting much longer then. We're in the same bracket though, and if they're running this the way I mean, I don't know if it's going to be random pairings every round. I hope it is. That would be preferable. But with if it's bracketed, it would mean that if we both win next round, we'd be playing in round 3, I believe. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a professional bracket reader here. But I think that's how it would go. Depends on how it falls. I gotta look at the screen. That would be 1, and that would be 2, and that would be... I don't know. I think it's probably gonna be random. I'm just trying to figure it out, I guess. Yes, tell me about your team, KK Hot Pocket. I'll tell you about my team, I don't mind. I might not have given candy to some of those guys, it's true. Zapdos received 0 candies, Starmie received 0 candies, Aerodactyl received 0 candies, and now we figured out what the difference is. Oh yeah, you know my whole team. Why? Yeah, of course. You don't know the moves I just put on them, so what about that? Although, a lot of the moves are already on them, but I did change some things up. I really have no idea what I'm going to run into or what the meta is going to be like. Executor, Nidoking, Ninetales, Raichu, Aerodactyl, and Starmie. I like that you stuck with the Executor. Like a true rival. No Stealth Rocks on... are you running any Stealth Rock at all on your team? I wasn't sure if I should. The only reason I am is because I figured it would be a, if you can't beat it, join them kind of scenario. I see. Just the all-out attacker. I didn't even know he could learn Wing Attack. I guess you have to heart scale it onto him, huh? That's probably why. Well, given that it has stab, it basically is kind of like having a Ice Beam or something that's not matching your type, which often Ice Beam doesn't match the type of the mon it's on. But when you're using it, it's usually because it's going to be super effective, I assume, so it's kind of like the power's doubled when it is going to get employed. I'd say even neutrally, it should be reasonable, though. I mean, you'd know better than me. Tell me about your team. Alright, I was actually just opening up the Discord to see if there's any announcements. I guess I should just get used to going to the tournament page. Should always keep an extra copy of this page open, actually. That way when I open up the match, Go ahead and roll that. Now all the matches have completed, so the round ends in 13 minutes, it says. I wonder if they'll call it early or if they'll let the timer run out. Really depends on how the organizer wants to do it, so... Although it doesn't really make sense to make people wait. So I'd say most sensible organizers would end it as early as possible. If convenient. My Starmie is very similar. It's got Surf, Psychic, I think it has Ice Beam, but instead of Thunderbolt, it has Recover. I don't know if I should keep Recover or not, but she's a fast and not exactly super defensive Mon or anything, but I don't know. Sometimes those moves are cool if you can find an opportunity to land them, get some recovery in. I'm not sure, though. Also, I do have Thunderbolt, I believe, on Zapdos and Gengar, so I kind of have a little bit of Thunder coverage on other Mons. Yeah, you don't think there'll be an opportunity to use Recover effectively? Probably always want to be attacking with a Starmie. I was similarly conflicted about having Will-O-Wisp on Gengar, because I'm like, why would I ever spend time doing this when I should just punch them? But there's some scenarios where there's Mons that are, like, you want to land a burn on a Chansey or something, I don't know. I don't... I'll take your advice. I use Starmie for... That's what I was thinking I would use it for, too, is walling water-type attacks and ice-type attacks. That was kind of why I thought Recover would be good, is because if I threw her out against a water or an ice-type that couldn't really hurt her, I could absorb a hit. No, see, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know what I'm thinking. Maybe if she's at, like, half health, throw her in, take a little bit of a hit, and then recover off through their attacks until they have to switch. Then you end up with more HP. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know exactly. No, that's a good call, Thunderbolt, because of the water type thing. Thunder is just good. Doesn't hurt me to add it. I lose the Recover, but Recover might not be... See, the Recover effects are actually better in single player, so that's why I was more willing to give it a shot. In doubles, it can be harder. What did I just do? I canceled that for some reason. Maybe it's better to go Surf, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Recover. Ah. Now my brain's ticking. Let me check this tournament screen. Ah. Okay, we do have to wait till the end of the round. Alright. I just saw that in the thing. So we have 9 minutes of chilling time, at least. So I have time to think about this, which doesn't mean I have to rush the decision or anything. So let's maybe we should do some discourse here. Let's talk it out. Let's look at Starmie's stats. I don't know. I like to do this when I got nothing better to do. Low HP, space 60. Not the lowest, but not good. It's like the Mr. Mime, I think. The defenses are actually very reasonable. Base 85s, that's very good. Special attack and speed are obviously wonderful. With the good defenses, it kind of makes me think about, you know what, I think I'm going to keep Recover, and then I'm going to just cover up Ice Beam. That means that I have less Ice Beam users on my team. I kind of want to try Recover. If it's bad, I'll take it off. But, you know. I understand. That's a good idea. I was considering doing a modest army as well. I just wasn't sure. Now, I can put Ice Beam. That's the question. I could put Ice Punch on Kangaskhan, technically, to make another ice coverage move. If I want to. Actually, not the worst idea. But, got lots of Thunderbolts on my team, though. That's true. I've got at least 3 Mons with Thunderbolt. But, at the same time, you're dropping some logic on me with what I intend to use these monsters against. That's a good way to think about it. Even though I was kind of thinking about it in that way, I wasn't thinking about it enough, I guess. I see. Hmm. The Thinks. Still pondering that Starmie moveset. Might be too cute to play Recover. She does have good defenses and reasonably good typing for what she absorbs. No, I think I am going to go all attacks. I don't want too much cuteness on the team, and I guarantee I've included some cuteness. I always do. It's definitely going to be a good test. How much time do we have on the round here? I guess I should update the stream title a little bit too. Let's see. All these tabs. All the tabs. "42 seconds till the round ends." Sounds good to me. Other things? Alright, round 2 is posted. Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, here we go. I want to play a Alolan Muk, I just haven't been able to make a good one yet. Alright. Alright, here we go. That sucks. That's what I wanted to do to him, but I decided to do something else. Hmm. Although, even if I did go for the taunt, him beating me in the speed tie would have put me in the same situation I'm in now. He's gonna switch, but I think we go for the rock slide anyways. Maybe I should have gone for Earthquake here? Yeah, I should have gone for Earthquake here. That was a good prediction on his part, though. I should have expected, because I know this opponent is good. Wonder if he has a priority move that can stop me from setting up my own Stealth Rock. That's what I'm curious about. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm fine with getting a Stealth Rock up, even if it trades this Aerodactyl's life. Hmm. We'll see how this goes. That's one down. Wow, that guy's got good defense. Oh, good thing that didn't go off. It would have been embarrassing. It's probably got a dark move. Ugh, Mega Alakazam. See what we can do. Hope he has Protect. Oh, he doesn't have Protect. I'm protecting here to scout his move. I want to see what he does here. And I bet he's curious too. That's why I'm protecting. I want to see if he attacks. So that was good that he didn't attack for him, but I think we can still pick this up. Thank you, sir. Out of my town. That's what that Kangaskhan's for, by the way. 2 down. Well, he knows what I'm going to use this turn, so if he has Protect, or maybe he switches. It's 3 down. But now we have some fatigue confusions to deal with. I think I'm going to go for a Nidoking switch here. Thank you. Also, thank you. Okay, I can kill him with an Earthquake, unless he switches to... I can kill him with Poison Jab at this point. I think I just go for Poison Jab. Ouch. My poison killed me! Ouch! Ugh. Well, he's basically got a switch here, so we're gonna get our fake out in. We'll either execute this guy or hit the next guy. 2 to go. We've lost our Nidoking, however. Yeah, get that Zapdos. I'm just gonna go for an outrage here. Hey, that's funny. Thought that would be good. Ew, I see. That's gonna hurt. Ugh. I think I have answers for this, though. We're gonna watch a double toxic this turn. That's my prediction. Uh-oh. Or that. He knows what I'm up to because he knows what he's up to. I see how it is. Just gotta find our way around that Zapdos. I hope I live through this. Ugh, I didn't. Maybe we can pound this down with some Rock Sludge. Ouch. I didn't think he was going to switch this time, so hopefully we get this. Thank you. now this one Zapdos stands between us and round 3. I'm actually fine with this. I wanted to taunt him so that I could toxic him out with my own Zapdos, which is what's going to happen now. I believe that's game. Barring misses with Toxic a bunch of times in a row, I would say this is going to seal the deal. I think I was faster. Let's see what happens. I don't think I take super effective damage. In fact, I think I resist this or something now. I think we just roost him out at this point. If we can consistently go faster than him, we just roost him out, I believe. Or I can excuse me, I could U-turn him, switch in someone who can finish him off. Trying to figure out how he wins and prevent that from happening. I don't know if Thunderbolt's going to kill him. I could just U-turn into someone else. I'm just going for the Thunderbolt. I think I'm faster, so I'm just going to try to kill him at this point. I think this is how we shut him out. Yep. GG's opponent. I was scared of you. Let's see how much time's left in the round. I forgot to take a picture, but I have it on stream, so I guess that's like footage of it. Okie dokes. Gotta get used to taking pictures, though. It's always a good practice. Saving data and backing up stuff. Gamers know this. Yet I failed. Alright, let's see. So I'll update the stream title now. We have 23 minutes on the round. Let me see if I'll refresh. 22 minutes on the round. I misspoke. Alright. That was a tense second round. My first round, I got to play against nobody because my first opponent dropped. The second round, I believe I was just playing against the last tournament's champion, so that was a little bit tense. He had a very good team, and he predicted very well, better than me. It was a very close battle. The end, there was like a tipping point. I would actually like to go back and examine the footage later. I think it'd be fun to go over. I definitely didn't do everything right, but Genghis Khan did his job. As you saw, Mega Alakazam got 3 Calm Minds down, and then he got sucker punched. Thank you. It just felt so good when something that you plan works out. Okay. Let's see. Should be able to do something fun. Need to bring up the chat bar here. Okay, there's probably something funky going on with the audio. I'm not wearing a headset right now. Sorry I didn't address this earlier. I was having too much fun dancing around. A little loud. I can actually turn myself down. I have an audio of the game going in the background, and because I'm using a webcam microphone today, I tried to put a filter on so you wouldn't pick up the background, but you might hear it randomly in certain parts. So I can just adjust. I can adjust the sound on the television. Actually, I was happy. I can't say that I wasn't excited about the match I just had. The first round I didn't get to play it against anybody, so I just waited 15 minutes and got a free win. But in round 2, I got to play against a challenging opponent, and I managed to overcome that, so that was fun. Definitely got me going, so... well, I guess kind of dancing around. I was like, pumped up and stuff. Gonna punch my screen off and then, shatter things. So we get to go to round 3. I think there's 6 contestants left in the... This is a single elimination tournament. So I believe there's 6 contenders left, which means... How's that going to work out? We're going to have another round, and then somebody's going to get a bye round, I guess, is how it's going to be. Or I'm wondering how they're going to resolve the tournament. The guy seems pretty professional, the organizer. So hoping that they have some sort of... I don't care what the rule is, as long as, even if I don't necessarily enjoy it 100%, as long as it's consistent for the tournament. Surfing, surfing, surfing around. Surfing, surfing, surfing around. Hey, there's the Gold Duck Master. I didn't even know this was here. This is like Pokemon Bikini Babe City. I guess I'll go hang out inside of Cerulean Cave. Oh wait, I'll get random spawns. Never mind. I'm surprised that Brock didn't move to Cerulean City, but I understand why he's the gym leader to the adjacent city. If you've ever seen the show, you'll understand. Not judging, man just knows what he wants, and he definitely lives up to it. Alrighty. So what happened in your round, KK? I want you to watch my match. Maybe after the tournament, we should hang out in real life and we can watch the match footage and go over stuff and then talk about strategy and stuff. I don't know if you're doing anything tomorrow. I know that I'm supposed to do some things tomorrow, but, you know, they're variable. Ugh. That set the precedent for the battle. Okay, I'll tell you what happened on my first turn. Nido King got frozen with an ice punch and then I lost. Okay, that's pretty brutal. So, there were some highlights from the match that I had that were pretty freaking good. That are funny. But, first turn, Aerodactyl versus Aerodactyl. As I expected, that's exactly how it went. Uh, on turn 1, I debated taunting his Aerodactyl, but instead I went for Stealth Rock because I figured instead of gambling, I went with consistency. That was the choice. 100% chance of getting the Stealth Rock off if I go before him or he doesn't choose Taunt. He chose Taunt, and he won the speed tie, so he taunted me out of Stealth Rock on turn 1 with his Aerodactyl, so that's where I started at. Back foots. Starting on the back foot. But you started even further on the back foot, and getting frozen is just... That Pokemon might as well just be dead, or you're going to switch him in to take a lethal hit so that you can get a free switch for another Mon. That's what happens, right? It's not always how it is, but, I mean, that's basically the majority of the time, I'd say. Mega Gyarados is really good. I considered putting it on my team, but it isn't quite fit. I missed one Rock Slide with my Mega Aerodactyl. I ended up making Aerodactyl the Mega in that battle. I have 3 Mega options on my team, being Gengar, Aerodactyl, and, funny enough, Kangaskhan, who I could see doing it with. So, so he got 3 Calm Minds off with Mega Alakazam, and one Pokemon basically killed his Alakazam, and that Pokemon was Kangaskhan. So you know, an Alakazam that has gone Mega Form, that has 3 Calm Minds on it, still gets bitch slapped by a Kangaskhan, Kushida Mama, and that's how it works. Do you think the Rock Slide would have killed his Megados at half health? I know it's not super effective, but... I just think it's funny when, like, a psychic who can crush cars with his brain literally gets punched to death by an angry kangaroo mother. It's pretty cool. That Mega Kangaskhan wasn't just, or excuse me, the regular Kangaskhan on the team, it's not just for Alakazams, it's for basically any fast psychic type that pisses me off. Starmies, Alakazams, basically those 2 things. Okay, hey, thanks for the heads up. make sure to taunt that Sand Slash at all turns if possible. I think that my opponent and I were running very similar Zapdoses, which is funny. But mine was speed positive and his wasn't, so guess who won that one? The power of fast. The need for speed. Raticate can learn U-turn. I mean, I'm considering some Raticate action because of that U-turn. Also, can the Alolan Raticate learn Sucker Punch? If so, stab Sucker Punch, Dark Raticate, U-turns, and it sounds like some good stuff going on there, really. If Sucker Punch is Alakazam, what can he do against Sucker Punch? This is how I think he can beat it. He protects and then uses Recover every other turn. Or he protects and uses Calm Mind or whatever. Not Recover, he's not going to use Recover. Calm Mind, Protect, or just keep spamming Calm Mind until you know they're out of PP. I must have shook my controller. Pantomime. What up, Evie? Alright, I guess we can... There you go. Scratch them sunglasses that I spent all that money on. There we go. That's better. Let's give you some fancy berries. Nice. Nice. Well, Kangaskhan with Sucker Punch was the reason Alakazam lost to me. Actually, might as well review some of the moves. Where's my... What am I doing? That's what I want to look at. So the reason I was... so I got Stealth Rock down. His Alakazam comes into play, starts Calm Minding. I switch into Kangaskhan. I fake him out, take another chunk of his health off. Then I protected to see if he would attack me. He smartly predicted that I would do something like that. I couldn't have Sucker Punched him there either. I could have Outraged and attacked him, but I didn't. I'm running Outrage and Sucker Punch on Kangaskhan. I'm not sure if I want Outrage on him. It was powerful. It's more powerful than Earthquake, which is the other thing I was considering. But I kind of wanted to move that mimicked Ice and that it hurt Dragon, but at the same time was just really strong and took advantage of that Kangaskhan's really high attack stat. I have an Adamant Kangaskhan, so I'm all about the attack stat. So, powerful Fake Out, and then one Sucker Punch, I believe, was enough to finish the deal there. So, Stealth Rock, hit, Fake Out, hit, Sucker Punch, hit. That's an Alakazam Mega dead, anyways. And I don't believe Kangaskhan took any damage from that interaction at all, which is why I like it. He took damage from coming into play from Stealth Rock, though. And if Alakazam would have predicted... He could have done this. If he knew that Starmie, or whoever I had in play, I don't know if it was Starmie, couldn't do anything to Alakazam to stop him from Calm Minding into the next dimension, he could have launched an attack the turn that I switched, but he wanted to net a Calm Mind, so I get what he was doing. But he could have just tried to kill the guy that I put into play or dealt damage to him. That might have been more effective. Thanks, KK. You know, he actually made a lot of smart moves, too. There was predictions that he made that he didn't see that I made bad choices because I was stuck, like, being asleep or funny things. But he made good decisions. I saw the way he switched and predicted, and he was a better predictor than I was. I think my team was a better match against his, though. I don't think he expected Kangaskhan to take his Mega out. I know, I'm speaking like science talk right now. It's like any game you get into, once you get the jargon and then you speak with someone else, if someone doesn't have the jargon, it's literally another language, basically. I've played a lot of competitive Pokemon, so at least I've done a lot of theory crafting. I like strategy games, but I played Pokemon since the first one, so I've kind of like, instead of memorizing everything, I just have this layer upon layer of knowledge that just gets slightly updated with each game, and I'm like, so cemented now. Gotta check that round timer. Got 5 minutes left. Okay, I'm actually gonna break until the next round starts. I'll be right back. Put up a little message that says break in or something. Get myself a drink, use the restroom, all that good stuff. Ready. BRB. I never put the display up back at 6:30. Well, it doesn't matter now, because now I'm back. "30 seconds till the pairings go up." Should be up now. I'm gonna check. Should have our pairings. Oops, what the heck? Opponent is here. I'm going to be loading up the battle now. Single battle, please. Looking for Karim or Karim. Here we go. Thanks for the vote of confidence, KK. We'll see what we can do. We have an Alakazam, a Rhydon, a Starmie, a Zapdos, a Muck, and a Dragonite. Alright. Still leading with Aerodactyl. I believe that's the thing to do in this situation as well. Here we go. Cool outfit. I'm going for the Stealth Rock. Well, I think he's just going to attack me. That's what he did. Okay. That's going to hurt, and it will... Oh, that kills me. Let's see. This is a pretty blatant move. I'm not sure if he's going to switch or what he's going to do, so... Okay. Hey, he's using U-turn on his Zapdos too. It must be a popular thing. Please don't be some ice resistor. If he picks a guy that resists ice, oh, good. Whew. What I want to see right there, a switch into a super critical beam. Thank you. The question here is, do I Ice Beam again and have him switch into something that resists Ice Beam? I'm trying to remember if he has anything that does. Earthquake's super effective against this guy, but if he switches into Zapdos, it won't do anything for the turn, whereas Ice Beam threatens to at least half health Zapdos, I think. The safest is Poison Jab. I don't know if a Poison Jab resisted. That defense is pretty high, so... I'm gonna go with Earthquake. It's a risk. We'll see what happens. Okay. That was simple. All that thinking just to do that. Alright. We are now 1-1. We've recovered our backstep. Our loss of an Aerodactyl. Interesting choices here. I'm guessing a Psychic is aimed at this Nidoking right now. So I can switch into Starmie, which resists it, or Zapdos to threaten Starmie as well. But Starmie, my Starmie's fast. I think we'll see what happens here. We'll see what we can do. Starmie on Starmie action. Like a couple of hands, just... Of course I get the burn, though. Luckily, special attacker, not too worried. Let's go for the Thunderbolt race. I don't know if I won a coin flip there, or if I'm actually faster than this guy. I hope that burn doesn't kill me, though. Whew. I think we still go for it. Although if he switches, he probably has an advantage, because I am going to lose this Starmie regardless. That burn really sucked. But that's the power of Scald. Looks like we get to trade Starmies here. Which is fine with me, actually. I don't want to see that Starmie anywhere. Get away from me. Starmie lives! We get one more Starmie strike. Okie dokie. What can we do here to make this guy's life harder? Surf, probably. It's the most damage. Let's go for it. Who's faster? I don't know how fast he is. That's fine. I've dealt with your kind before. We'll see. We will see. KK, do you know how fast a Mega Alakazam is? Hey, that's a nice hit. Was that a critical? Didn't say critical. Starmie's just powerful. Let's see if we can perform the magic we did before. What up, mama? Smack! Now I'm considering going for an outrage here, but I can scout with protect, actually. I don't know if he's going to attack. If I give away that I have Sucker Punch ready, I don't know what he does about it, though. It's an interesting situation. I think he might want to Calm Mind again, but I also don't really care if he does that much as long as he can't get rid of this Kangaskhan. So I'm just going to protect and see what happens. It's kind of free. Look, he attacked. So it was good. Let's kill it. Get punched by my mama. Okay, I'm going to go for a full-fledged outrage right here. Call me greedy. We'll see what happens. Out of my town, Dragonite. Get punched by my mama. I told you, she's a beast. She does not take flack. She protects that baby. I find it admirable. Yeah, I'm definitely going to switch out now. But who? Who must face off? Let's try this. I hope he doesn't call it. Well, maybe I'll just name the Kangaskhan after you, Rebel. If that would make you happy. I was actually thinking of applying nicknames to all the Pokemon on my team once they were finished versions of themselves. And a shiny Kangaskhan with perfect stats is definitely finished. Who is left on his roster? He has a Muck and this Zapdos. Alright, Ice Beam it is. Not very effective. I might have known that he was going to do that. I should have Earthquaked. That would have been next level shit right there, because it would have killed his guy. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I went with safe and reliable, which didn't do much. See if he switches into Zapdos. If he doesn't, then he dies. If he does, then he got me this turn. Oh, he's dead. This is my Nidoking. From the very beginning of the game, I was like, I'm going to play a Nidoking. And here he is. We meet again, Zapdos. Yet, there is nowhere to run. We're just playing around at this point. Death by Purple Beam. Ah, I keep forgetting to take a picture, but luckily it's all recorded. Hacks. Downside, they can see everything I do if they want to. That's a big downside, actually. I'm to wish good game to my opponent. Updating the title. There we go. How much time do we have in the round? 30 minutes? Well, we're going to have to figure out some fun stuff to do for 30 minutes. Good thing this game is filled with all sorts of fun things to do. And good thing I've got my loyal followers to chat with. It's always nice. I mean, I would be completely dead bored without you. I did win. Me and Evie just chill in front of Cerulean Cave, waiting for challengers. You don't need to apologize. So, you watched that whole round with me, Carrot. What'd you think of the team? Did it make you want a Kangaskhan? Because I know that I'm really happy that she's on my team. I think so far, I have watched her literally kill 2 Alakazam Megas in a row. Without taking damage from them. Just kill them. Just dead. I feel that she would do the same thing to a Starmie as well. I have extra Kangaskhan's. I have a 6 perfect IV one that is adamant that you can have. I'll give it to you. All you gotta do is level it up. You don't have to do anything. It's just ready to go. Right now. I can trade it to you right now if you want it. I mean, we got time, so let's do it. I will communicate with you via textual message so that we can put our secret codes in. Oops. Wrong button. Hey, he helped me get my team ready for this tournament. So without him, I wouldn't even be able to play right now. I mean, I would be able to, but I'd be playing with whatever scraps and half-minded, half-assed thing that I came up with at the last minute. But because he helped me grind, I'm able to still compete in this battle. So it's a helping a friend who helped a friend. And thank you for following Killy Ford. That makes 11, and we're always happy to have more. Thank you very much. Oh, I gotta check Discord. Are you Killia? I think you might be. The 4 seems like it's the A. How's it going, Killia? I'm glad I'm streaming the tournament too. I didn't know if anybody else was going to be doing it. I had just enough time to get ready. My good friend here in the chat, KK Hot Pocket, helped me throw together a team at the last second, and yeah, we're happy to be playing today. It's really fun. It's nice to see a well-run tournament. So far, everything has been running really smoothly, and I want to compliment you on that. That's not easy to do. I've run tournaments not for this game, but for Magic the Gathering and other games in the past, and it can be very hectic, so good job. Nobody was really, we were worried that there was going to be zero competitive scene, so this is really cool. Well, your Discord server is pretty fat. You got like 70 plus or whatever in there. That's a really good start. I don't know how long you've been running this so far, but I mean, that's pretty impressive, I'd say. And maybe with streaming and exposure and stuff, who knows what can happen, you know? it, you're building it for yourself. 1 to 2 weeks? Nice. Well, I don't know. I have some. I mean, I definitely like streaming the events, and if they're going to be a Friday thing, I'll try to stream. I try to stream every Friday as is, as my kind of like my stream schedule. And more often, maybe if there was more stuff going on, but that's kind of how it's been. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna trade with KK here. Okie dokes. I will absolutely post it. Yeah. Or, yes, you post it. Get some exposure going. The more the better. That's how it goes. I'll get this trade underway. What am I doing here? It's a shame that there isn't a spectator mode in this game, because it would be really nice to have the ability to have someone just stream all the matches, or like featured matches up until the finals and quarterfinals and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. But with the way it's set up, it's kind of difficult. We're almost working against the game's interface. Like, it's very basic and it gives you options, but there's also a few things that are left to be desired, I would say, for competitive organization, at least, for the streaming, not the game. Okay. 1 second. It'll be right back up. I just take it off the screen while trading and doing Poke codes online. Just so there's no fun. Don't want too much fun. There we go. Is it who I want to be trading with? Perfect. And now we're back. Let's find that Kangaskhan. One of these. Nope. 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 There it is. See? This one has not been bottle capped. As you can see, it's level 24, has 6 perfect IVs and a good nature. I found it while farming the shiny one that I have. So, you're basically getting my second best Kangaskhan ever created. Ooh, Graveler. Actually, that's not a joke. I need a golem for my Pokédex. I was thinking Rebel would snipe it, you know. Too much fun. It's true. I don't really play Smash. I used to play Melee way back in the day. I haven't played any of the new games, really. But I'm I'm really excited. I like this game more than I expected to. When my friend KK here, actually, he was explaining to me the changes that were made and how it was a little bit different. And at first, I'm a very competitive player, so I was kind of like, what? No items, no skill, or no abilities. Like, I love options because I like strategy. So I knew it was going to be a simpler format, but I withheld judgment, and I'm glad I did because I've been really, really loving this game. And I know it's not traditional necessarily, but it doesn't feel wrong when you play, if that makes sense. The changes don't feel that out of place, they feel natural, and I like it. Hey, I know that you have at least one Switch with Pokemon in your house, and that's enough plausible, what is that? Potential? There we go. Yeah, technically you can just get that guy to level 50, and I think you don't have to do anything else. Fast farm. Let's see, I'm gonna go check the timing around real quick. $18? Okay, not bad. If you're listening, Killia, I'm actually curious. What's your plan for? It's single elimination, and I see there's going to be looks like 3 finalists or quarterfinalists. I'm assuming that one of them is going to get a bye randomly or something. But I was just curious what you're doing. Actually, I have some more shinies that I want to do some giveaways for now. Because in hunting the other ones, if I see another one, I will break my chain for it. Because that's how I am. I'll just snap them up. And some of them actually have good natures on them. I have a Graveler that's adamant that I found while I was looking for Kangaskhan. And so that's a adamant golem shiny, which can be perfected with bottle caps with a good nature. So it's a competitive shiny mon. Okay, that makes sense, Killia. That's how I expected it to work. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes people have other systems, and so that's why I just wanted to clarify. But that makes sense to me. That's how most tournaments that I've seen are run. So, your son doesn't want the Pokemon game, and he loves Pokemon? Wow, wow, what? That doesn't make any sense at all. It's true. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I mean, I don't know what program you're using or how it works. I know it's pretty much up to the limitation of the programmer. I don't know if there's what options even exist. So it's unfortunate, but that is kind of how the cookie crumbles. So some days you get to be the beneficiary of the buy, sometimes it's somebody else. It's just how it falls. Yeah, that just doesn't make sense to me, Rebel. I don't. That's illogical. Reminds me of those like Jimmy Fallon commercials when he was doing insurance commercials, and he was like talking to the baby, and he's like, "Do you want this money?" And the baby was like, "No." And the point being that it was completely illogical to make that decision, I guess. The cool thing, Killia, is that I'll highlight this after it's over, throw it up on the stream so anybody can watch the matches. I feel like it'll regardless of how far I go in the tournament, the matches that I had were fun. They got my adrenaline pumping. So plus, I always like examining battles afterwards and looking at strategy and how things went. There were some definite interesting interactions that happened. There was a situation where I attacked with something and poisoned a guy who was using Facade, and that turn, he Facaded me, so he doubled his attack power and one hit KO'd my nearly full health Pokemon because I got lucky and got a poison strike. Things like that are always kind of hilarious to me. You're like, yes, I got that poison strike, and then it's like Facade, and you're like, wow, ow. That was the perfect plan. I don't know if I said dancing, but I was just happy. Please do. I could use the exposure. I'm trying to build my follower base. And, I figure feed each other. That's how it works. The more exposure that everything gets, the more that's how it grows. So. Yeah, I'll go through it. Actually, I'll highlight the matches specifically, too. That way, there's one for the full stream, and then if people don't want to sit here and listen to all the banter and talking to people and stuff and waiting between matches, they can just select specific matchups. I think that'd be fun. Watching matches is fun. It's like, when I was a kid, I never understood why people liked watching football at all. Really, I didn't play football either, and that's the key that I've noticed, is when I play a game, I will watch the professionals play because I'm looking for strategy, I'm looking at how the game unfolds, it's entertaining to me, because I know a lot more about what's going on. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know where I'm going. I'm off on a tangent now, I guess. But, it's very fun to watch matches. That's where I'm going. That's what triggered me. Random was actually, that was a hard match, but we gotta watch it. Or you gotta watch it. I knew his team was going to be good. I didn't know how many tournaments he'd won. I knew that he'd won the last one anyways. That's what I'd seen when I went to the site. So when I saw his matched up, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a really hard match. I have to just be as calm as possible and try to pick the right moves. And on turn 1, we both had Aerodactyl, which I completely expected to face off against Aerodactyls all over the place. So it didn't surprise me he was running one. And on turn 1, the decision is, do you Stealth Rock, or do you try to taunt their Aerodactyl? Since it's a speed tie, it's only a 50% chance of taunting them first, so if you go for a taunt and you don't go first and they do Stealth Rock, you just got screwed out of your turn, and it looks really embarrassing. But if the taunt works, then you gain a huge advantage, right? So I went for Stealth Rock on turn 1 because I wanted to go for what I considered a more consistent play of just getting the Stealth Rock up, because I don't want to coin flip on turn 1. That advantage is good, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to just get that Stealth Rock in play. He taunted on turn 1, which was it's riskier in my opinion, but the payoff is there. He got to go first, so that's 2 coin flips that you have to win, but it worked. So I'd say that happens 25% of the time, which is not what I would rely on most of the time, but still, it's a respectable move if you get the advantage. I still got my stealth rock up eventually, though. It was an interesting fight. So, I ended up just like rock sliding. He switched out. And eventually, the taunt wore off, and I hadn't had to withdraw my Aerodactyl, so I kind of got to set up like the taunt. I think the taunt was a bad move in my opinion, but I'm not trying to criticize too much because I think he's a really good player. He made a lot of good predictions against me that I I was like, okay, he knows what's going on. So he knows what moves I'm going to use. He knows what to expect. So the real game becomes like that third level of, well, if my attack has got to be this, and he's going to make this switch, do I make a different attack because he's going to switch? And then if he doesn't, I get screwed over. There's a lot of, so much, it's, the switching depth is crazy. Nine minutes. I had my divide by 2 timer go off inside my mind. I never understood why people were yelling at the TV. Now I kind of do, to a degree. No, it's the one where you get hit with the foot. You're thinking of lacrosse, KK. I was just kidding. I believe lacrosse is the one where you throw a ball with like the I don't know the name of the item. It's like a weird cup on a stick, or not necessarily a cup, kind of like a fake hand. Oh, you're right. The stick is hockey. Hitting it with the stick is hockey. Throwing it with the stick is lacrosse. See, I don't even know. Sports ball. Don't come here for that commentary. That's for sure. But I will say I am a fan of soccer, but I used to play soccer back in the day, so I enjoy it for the strategic elements of it. Oh, ring going dark. Well, I guess there's more stick games than you realize. There's also cricket, which is baseball with a cricket bat, or baseball is cricket with a baseball bat. I think that's the difference. Don't quote me on it. I think that's called LARPing, Rebel. Or me in the forest. True, but there's a mallet head on the end of that stick. I have LARPed before, way back in the day, but it was only like twice. Not that it was, and it wasn't that I didn't go back because it was unfun or anything. I just didn't have like a car when I was younger, and it's hard to get places. And I was undedicated, but it was definitely fun the few times that I did go. Actually, another follower we have, Jessness, used to LARP as well. We went a few times together. We've been friends for a long time. Uh, he wasn't very good at fighting, but he could run faster than anybody basically. Because we were all reasonably girthy nerds. I don't know how else to describe it. We couldn't chase him. He was way faster than us. So he would actually get disarmed fairly often, but he rarely died because he would just run a lot, and nobody really wanted to deal with having to chase him down. Yeah, where is that banana at? Yeah, you know KK. Guess I'll put the team up on the screen. No harm. Team preview exists, so it's not like I'm hiding anything. So far, the main strategy was I expected to see lots of Stealth Rock and Aerodactyl setting up Stealth Rock as like a very common lead. I've only seen it once, but I've only faced off against two different people so far. So one of them had it. He was a former champion, so reaffirms my thoughts that Aerodactyl leads with Stealth Rock are pretty good. He was also running Taunt. I don't know. We had at least 3 moves in common. I don't know what the last move on his Aerodactyl was. Either I didn't see it or I don't remember it. But 3 moves in common. And definitely max speed. The point is speed on that. Kangaskhan has been an MVP for me. Murdered 2 Mega Alakazams without taking damage. Pretty beautiful creature, I would say. Just stomping through things. Actually, that reminds me. It's time to do the rename, right? Now that we're on this screen, I think we can. Let's see. What button do I press? How long can these be? 12. That's more than 12. That's okay. I don't think anybody will not know. So now you've been a Nidoqueen and a Kangaskhan. I think I'll call it there. That should be good. I was trying to think if I could get within 7 characters some sort of... Oh, that should be okay. Actually, I should give nicknames to the rest of the team, too, I think. What about you, KK? Do you want to be one of the Mons? Oh, gotta check that timer, too. That's a cool idea to use the points. You know, I've been looking into ways to... I need to update my bot. It like broke. I don't know how it's not working. The new follower GIF worked, and I believe the sound went off. If it didn't go off... Actually, I don't think the sound went off, because I have the desktop audio... Oh, man. That stinks. I need to fix that. Let's see. Is that going to create double game noise? Let me see. Okay, I turned down the game sound, but I want to know that. Let's see. You hear the game now? Create double game noise? Let me see. Let's see what time it is. Okay, I turned down the game sound, but I want to know until the next round begins. You hear the game now? Create double game noise? Let me see. Let's see what time it is. Okay, I turned down the game sound, but I want to know until the next round begins. You hear the game now? Create double game noise? I'll be friends with you. Let's see what time it is. I turned down the game sound, but I want to know until the next round begins. You hear the game now? Create game noise? I'll be friends with you. Let's see what time it is. 1 minute. Anybody got a comment for the sound of the next round begins? You hear the game now. I changed up. Yeah. I'll be friends with you. I should probably turn it down. I think it's probably way loud. 1 minute. Anybody got a comment for the sound of the next round begins? You hear the game now. I changed up. Yeah. Playing around with it a little bit. I should probably turn it down. I think it's probably way loud. Oh, that's gross. Okay. Here, I'll turn that off then. Apologies. I like to play with settings. And there's the game music again. So I'm going to have to play around with this. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, that's why. What's this do? Still intercepting game sound. I'm going to have to mess with it a little bit. I need to be able to divorce the game sound from the desktop audio, which is something I'm working on. But once I do, the follower notification should play a sweet little cute 8-bit tune that Link's supposed to be playing on the ocarina when the gift comes up. That is how it's supposed to go. So far, it's been a silent toot on the horn. Well, that's probably not bad. For streaming, right? Here we go. Be down for 1 second. Just the screen, though. All right. Looks like we're searching right now. Not too worried about it. If someone tries to interfere, then dang it. I'll have to fight 2 people, I guess. Or run away or something. I would just run away, because obviously in the interest of preserving the tournament's time. Alright. I believe that was the correct one. I'm going to double check, though. Oh, I messed up. I messed up the search code. Okay. I'm silly. No wonder. Apologies to my opponent. See how silly I am? Glad I double checked though, because I felt like that was odd not finding him. So his name's Ken. We got the right opponent. Alright. Here we go. Interesting team. Can you hear me now? My mic says it's playing. Both have super effective moves against each other. I'm always going to go for the Stealth Rock here, I feel like. It's what Aerodactyl's for. Uh-oh. Okay. No in-game sound. Okay. That's gonna hurt. Probably a one-hit KO, I'm guessing. Yep. Alright. Let's see how we get back from this one. Interesting choices here. Well, that's the Mega, so let's see if we can rack up some damage on him with this. I think we might be able to stall him a little bit. Maybe he'll switch, though, so we'll see. I'll see if I can fix the game sound. I thought I did. It says it's playing it through the capture device. I'll examine it after this battle, though. It'll stink if that's the case, though. I want it to be recording this. A lot of thinking going on here. That was a smart switch on his part. Let's see. I think he's... I think I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt here. I'm glad I did. I don't know what I was going to do about that. You think he aimed an ice move? Let's find out. I hope it doesn't freeze me. If it is an ice move. I really don't know the moveset of that Sand Slash too well. Rock Slide, well, that's not an ice move, so this isn't the most resilient thing, but that's also not the worst thing, so... I'm trying to remember if water gets resisted by ice. I think it's the other way around. I don't think ice is cool like that, so I'm just going to try to surf here. I think it's going to kill him no matter what. Alright. We managed to claw back one Mon at least, although we've paid some prices for it. What are we going to bring out? Gyarados isn't a bad choice. He completely walls the stabs of this Pokemon, but he knows I have Thunderbolt, or he can at least predict it. And if I do... I think this is the switch I'm going to make. I hope he aimed a Shadow Ball. We'll see what happened. That's my hope, though. Either I was going to protect here to scout, but I kind of just hope he attacks. If he doesn't attack, a protect is kind of the same, but no damage, no damage. I'm going for damage. We'll see what happens. I don't think that's going to sustain him in the long run. So I'm okay with that trade. I thought this might happen, so... Oh, good. Good. This is Hey, that's a beautiful Dragonite. I hope this kills it. Thank you, Father. Yeah, you gotta withdraw that Dragonite. I don't know what he's gonna do about that. No, that's scarier. Luckily, I don't have to worry anymore. Dark and Fairy. I don't know how this interaction occurs. Let's see. Guessing an Ice move's probably coming here pretty hard. It's good against a lot of my guys. You know what? Let's see what happens. You gotta love the Protect Scout. Show me your moves. Hypnosis? Ugh. That's annoying. Good thing I didn't Sucker Punch there, I suppose. Ice, ice, ice. Ice, ice, baby. Let's see what happens here. You know, KK, I might actually regret not putting Recover on Starmie. We'll see, though. Oh, good call, my friend. I'm bad and I don't know weaknesses and resistances of fairy typing, because I'm an old schooler. Okay, so be it. Hmm. Let's see how this cookie crumbles, huh? That was a good prediction, too! Ah! Not making the good predictions here. But, I think I might have a favorable matchup if he can't one-hit KO this. Choices, choices. I'm gonna be taking a hit no matter what. I think I need to be as healthy as possible. I'm worried about the hit. Give me your soul. And please let me live. Ouch. Ugh. Dang it. That's a brutal hit. This is pretty tense. Well, he's dodging the fake out damage, and that's a good play. I don't know if Sucker Punch interacts with Hypnosis. I don't think it does. Hmm. Ugh. We'll see how that works. But I digress. Oh, still going this way. I thought that would happen, but I mean, at this point, I can't really switch into that, so. The hope here is to fire off Fake Out to be able to knock this guy out. He could have Protect, though. Glad that's over. Plotting nasty. Whew! Whew! Scary stuff. This is quite the match. Ugh. Thank you for hanging on. It all comes down to this. No, I lose. Good game. Ah, that was a very hard fought battle. Unfortunately, Zapdos is going to die when he comes into play. There's nothing I can do about it. I gotta tell this guy great match, because that was insane. Probably one of the best games I've played in a while. That was extraordinarily close. And very thrilling, I gotta say. My camera freeze up again. You silly camera. It doesn't look like it froze up over here, though. Let me check the stream again. Oh, okay, it's back. Okay, good. That was insane. Whew. You know, that's why you play these tournaments, is for matches like that. Actually, I felt like all my matches were very good, so this has been very fun. In the future, I would say I would be interested in a tournament structure that isn't single elimination, just because I am a fan of those. But this has been really good. I wish I could stream the last match. Oh. This beast almost took it all the way. The power. I actually think I could have won that match if I didn't turn my Gengar Mega. I could have Mega Evolved Kangaskhan on the last turn to deal enough damage to kill the Gyarados. It's good to think about these things. Need to update the title. That's a good question too. I don't know if he would have survived. I was scared he would. I knew he was going to Psychic. I thought he was going to kill the Kangaskhan with Psychic. So I switched into Zapdos to absorb the hit, and then try to get a reset on my Fake Out. Because Fake Out was a good way for me to deal lots of damage. I know. 1 HP. Fake out. I think Kangaskhan has the strongest fake out in the game. So that's what this one's kind of based around, is faking out. And it has protect, so I can scout moves, so I can see if I should. I don't know. I scout sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I run toxic on Zapdos, so you can toxic stall people by like you can go toxic, U-turn, fake out, protect. They're basically dead at that point, and that's without even really attacking. I didn't know what the Mega Gengar was going to look like. Shiny, he's white. That is the coolest thing ever. He's a big old ghost. That's true. The removal abilities have definitely hurt. Mine's kind of. I mean, what was the ability? Like, you get a better punch, or no? It was the child punch one. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, the double attack ability was what made Kangaskhan insane, basically. Without it, it's just like, okay, but he's my fake outer. I was thinking about using Blastoise as my fake outer, which seems like a good one too, in my opinion. Um, just a nice solid water type. Water typing on its own is really good, so. But I didn't really look too much into it. I really wanted to play with this Kangaskhan, so. It's my MVP, I would say, today. This Kangaskhan killed a lot of Pokemon. And a lot of Alakazams. Like 3 or 4 or something. 3. I think it was 3. Be nice if we could watch the final match, huh? That'd be sick. That match was so close. Were you my last opponent, Dragonite, or was that the one before? Were you round 3? I know it is difficult to stream from the Switch. I wish like they have the support where you can do like the little recordings and the camera snaps and stuff. It would be nice if they're I don't know, they made like a Plus module or a Switch Plus that could handle like a stream. I don't know what it would take. I don't think it would take too much. I've got a couple of crappy laptops I think you could stream from, so yeah, you have to have a capture card. Although I got a pretty cheap one, which was nice. It was like $100. Most people are using like these Elgatos and these. I don't remember what the other one is. They're like 180 or something, and they're pretty expensive. The one I'm using is like a cheap $100 one, which I was forced to use because I was using Windows 7 instead of Windows 10 because I'm like that, and it ended up saving me like $80, which was cool, I guess. Maybe those capture cards are a little bit stronger, but for what I'm doing here, it seems to be functioning. I think it'd be cool if there was enough of a local scene where I'm at. We could get like one of the game stores in town or something to host like a real life tournament, and then just we could just capture card from one or two of the systems or both of them, and people could watch from different perspectives. You could just split the screen in half, or there's a lot of ways you could do it, but I think that would be a really cool way. It's like an advanced thing, but I think that'd be really fun. And we know some people in the local area. We could yeah, competitive Pokemon event. You gotta have it. It'll bring in customers and stuff. You'll gain notoriety on the internet. Hmm. That Mega Gyarados. I was very, very seriously considering playing a Mega Gyarados on my team. He seems really good, especially in this meta. Well, I've seen a few Psychics in each battle. I fought at least one. So having the Dark typing on him and then losing the ×4 weakness to Electricity, that's nice. So he doesn't have to he has good special defense. He can tank at least one hit, I believe. My poor Aerodactyl dies every match right in the beginning. Yet match was that close. So I guess it goes to show you that just setting up Stealth Rock on turn 1 and then instantly dying is still good enough. Well, nearly good enough anyways. That should speak to the strength of Stealth Rock, I suppose. Oh, that's funny, Ken. I didn't see you in the Discord server there. Thanks again, Killia, for organizing this event. I just want to say that again. Without organizers to put these things on, there would be no fun to be had. Not that there's no fun to be had, but I mean, for competitive players, we want to play in tournaments, and without organizers to put the tournaments together, that can't happen. And that's really cool that you're doing that. And I'm definitely going to mention you to everybody I know, and hopefully we can get this going a little bit more. If you're going to be doing it every week, I'll play in every week that I can, and I mean, it should be every week. I'm pretty much free every Friday, so. It would definitely give me something fun and interesting to stream. I've been trying to stream stuff with this Pokemon game, but I haven't had any competitive battles, and then when you go online to play people, well, I just haven't, because AK Hot Pocket tells me everybody's running Mewtwo, and not that I don't want to face off against Mewtwo, I guess. I think Kangaskhan might be able to punch him. Probably not, but maybe. But I like to compete against things I'm probably going to face in the tournament, so maybe we'll run some practice days and stuff sometime. That'd be fun just to do a stream where we have random people battle and just battle, practice and just for the events. I think that'd be really fun. There should definitely be a way to to partner up or create some sort of monetary revenue stream attached to the site. Even that way, because there's another reason to thank you is that you're not only did you organize this, you're footing the bill with your hard-earned cash. So anything that more exposure is definitely good. We just got to find a way to I don't know. I know there's a lot of Twitch streamers and stuff do like branded things. I'm not planning on doing that necessarily. That's not what I'm getting at. But for the tournament site, if you make a name for the tournament site, or maybe the name that already has is fine. Switch tournaments, and you had like a Switch tournament shirt or something, people could support and purchase a shirt or something. It's just a thought that I have. It takes a little bit of monetary investment to get something like that going, but stuff like that's a lot easier than it used to be. There's a lot of just like online companies that through. And you can even get people to pledge to buy a shirt first. That way you don't have to foot the bill right off the bat. You could be like, hey, whoever's interested in this shirt, if we can get X people to say that they're going to buy it and put the money down, we'll order the shirts and get them going, and then other people can buy them too, as long as you hit like the bare minimum, kind of like I guess what a GoFundMe is, you like, but on a small scale. No, I appreciate that. I don't like to do stuff like that either, and it always sucks when sites are just bogged down. You go to them and you're like, ugh, all these pop-ups. I had, I guess, another idea that could be cool. Sometimes I have extra shiny Pokemon that I find from grinding that I'm not necessarily going to use. I've done giveaways on the stream before to people. Just if you're here when you're a follower at 8 p.m., we're going to give away a shiny Pokemon. Similarly, I would be fine with donating, and other people perhaps would be as well, extra shinies that might even have competitive natures, and then adding those to tournament prizes. So you could be like, all right, today, you get your eShop card. In addition, you get a shiny whatever that has a good nature. And doesn't take necessarily, that's like something that the community can help fuel without it having to be a monetary investment, but also provides a prize that is of value to people, because shiny Pokemon for tournament scene is awesome. You want to have a sweet looking team. There's just a lot of ways to be creative about it. So sky's the limit, really. As long as the community is having a good time, that's what'll drive it. There's definitely interest, and there's definitely I see this thing. I could see it. I'm definitely going to be back. I'm not going to not play in these events. I'm very, very excited that somebody is organizing these events. I was very displeased when I didn't hear anything, and I didn't expect anything from Nintendo about it. And I don't think we'll see anything. They haven't said anything. So, as far as I know, you getting out of here, Killia, or are you sticking around? I know you said it's like 5 a.m. where you're at. Yeah, sure. That's how it goes. I'm just glad that there's a tournament organizer around here. So if we can put our heads together and make things happen, I'm happy to help in any way I can. I love supporting a community like this. I haven't just got to do anything competitive in a while as far as like gaming goes, so this is pretty fun. Have a good night, Killia. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the event. Really appreciate it. All right. As for me, I think I am going to retire for the night as well. That was a little event, a fun little small stream there. But I've got some other things I'd like to work on. I might be back on. I just need to take a little bit of a break. That was a lot of fun, and I'm like all the adrenaline that I got from just playing those battles. I'm literally like on fire right now. Like I need to step outside and vent the heat from the battle. I don't know how else to describe it. Looking for a new job, Rebel? I'm also in the same position. That's just my guess. We absolutely do need to meet up before next week. I feel like we definitely, like, this was just my round one team with just theory. Based on what I've seen and what I played against, I feel like the theory was pretty solid, but there is some things that need to be changed, perhaps, that I'd like to try out even. So, plus, more exposure to battles. This was just 3 battles, so you can consider it, what I guess what you call it, is anecdotal evidence of, what's good and what's not, because there haven't been a lot of battles played to determine the metagame 100% yet, so... Deer hunting? Oh, that's cool. I technically work for a company. I haven't heard from them in like 2 months, but maybe I will. I'm not too worried about it though, really. Uh, it's job hunting is its own job, so I consider this my job in the meantime, which isn't really a job because playing competitive Pokemon battles, recording them, and talking to my friends, it's not really work in my opinion. It's fun. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely AK Hot Pocket. You need to get that headset. We can get in the Discord server and just blab like little kids. Then we could record the conversation, and then Rebel can listen to it and not understand any of the words, even though we were speaking technically the same language. Yeah, pretty much. It's yeah, yeah. My resumes, they can be funny. Like I have one master resume that has all these things on it. So if you read it, like if I submitted the master resume, anybody they A wouldn't read it, but B if they did, they'd be like, why is this even on here? Because it's good to tailor your resume to the job posting. So I just have one master resume that I add to as I work and go along, and then when I look for a new job, I just read the posting, pull the relevant data from the master resume, build a custom resume, and submit it. But the master one is always like it's got hilarious ones. I guess I could call it the Pokemon master one. You don't need to understand the freaky deaky Pokemon. It's true. Leave that to the Pokemon masters. Although, I guess if I represent any sprite from the game character-wise, it might be, currently anyways, the veteran Pokemon trainers. I'm wearing the same hat that they wear. So, I think that's fitting. And I guess I could say I'm a Pokemon veteran, so works out. Hey, it gives me an opportunity to explain stuff. Or somebody else an opportunity to explain stuff. Who doesn't want to talk about the stuff they know about? You say you don't. I don't believe you. You looking forward to making any specific Pokemon after seeing some of these battles there, KK? Besides seeing how Kangaskhan was just awesome. Star of the show, really, I gotta say. Every battle, I was like relying on it to just knock those calm-minding / nasty plotting little bastard monsters out of there. Scary. Those booster moves are scary. Mega Dose. Yeah, that's one that I want to make too. That's probably going to be my next project, is making, if I can get one. I'm very psychotic, and I tried very hard to do it, get the shiny Mons. Obviously, I don't have Shiny Aerodactyl, Zapdos, or Starmie. The Starmie fiasco really blew my mind. I was farming for Shiny Starmie, and for a very long time while I worked on making a computer and some other things on the side, because you can kind of farm and do things. And I finally found the Shiny Staryu. It took forever. And I caught it. Went to look at it in the screen. Lo and behold, it did not have the nature that I had set. When I looked at the clock, it was just past midnight. Just perfectly in time to expire the Psychic Lady's $10,000 psychic job of determining the natures on my mons. So I was all I could do was smile. I'm like, this is just one of those moments. Alright, Rebel, have a good night. Thank you very much for checking out the stream as well. Always happy to have you. And hey, technically, the MVP Pokemon on my team now bears your moniker, so, you know, stream fame. Just think, in 30 years, it'll be worth something. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and, how many streams are you the MVP in? The right answer is all of them. Good luck in your hunt, by the way. Hope you get some delicious venison. Whoop. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoopsie. Well, sent friend requests out. Wasn't necessarily even on purpose, I just didn't know how to get rid of the friend request screen, so... I'm just crap at using things sometimes. Ah, the messages. Ah. No worries, Dragonite GMS. I was actually clicking on people's names, and I couldn't figure out how to get their information opened up a new panel, but I couldn't find an X in the corner or anything. I was clicking all over the place, so I sent you a friend request was on accident, but if you do find a way to accept it, I'm down to be friends. And then after I sent that friend request, I was like, well, why not send out a couple more friend requests, actually? It's like, well, it was an accident, but not a bad idea. Happy accident, I'd say. I'm bad at controlling things. I was what does this button do? I don't even know. It's what I do when I don't know what to do in the Pokemon battle, too, but luckily I felt like I knew what to do most of the time. Tonight, anyways. Sweet. You were Ken, right, in the battle, is that correct? That was a good match. I gotta go review the matches. I'm excited to just do that. I'm probably gonna spend I don't even know how much time doing that. That'll be fun. You had the shiny Dragonite, right? It was pretty. I want a shiny Dragonite. First one that I farmed up was Nidoran because I wanted a shiny Nidoking. You hate it? Ah, that's funny. I don't mind it. I think it looks good. I like the green dragon skin on him. It reminds me of like the classic old like. Well, I mean, he kind of is that like mystical dragon dude, but there are some shinies. That, I mean, what color would you have it be? I guess I would ask. Oh, I see. Tank Dragonite. So you made him green. Barney colored. Actually, I think I would. That would be. I would play that. I'd add one to the team. Although I was considering making one. I haven't made one yet, but that'd be good. I wonder how hard it is to get a shiny Aerodactyl slash Zapdos. I know the spawn rate on Zapdos is pretty low. I don't even like. I would like to see someone get a chain going on that. Got battlers in the chat. Oh, I see. Is it easy? I had a Pokemon Go account back in the day. Is it easier to get it shiny on there, or I mean, I guess I'm assuming it is because people do it. But how easy? What do you do in there? Is it like a complicated process? Might be worth it. I didn't see no Sir Banana tonight. I wonder if he'd like Zapdos to be named after him. Oh, I see. So it's like a exposure thing because more people have the game, more Zapdoses are out there. They happen more often. In this game, I considered soft resetting at the Zapdos, but then this tournament was coming up and I wanted to play Zapdos, so I'm like, oh, that's not happening. But I might try to farm one in the game and see what happens. It might drive me insane at the same time. I'm curious, though, about the Alolan Pokemon. Getting shiny ones, like, you can't use the Nature Lady, the Nature NPC, to set the natures of the Alolan Pokemon. So seeing shiny ones with the right nature seems so hard to do. So rare. That's what I was just talking about. How hard it must be to get shiny Alolas. Yeah, I how rare it must be to get a Ninetales. I mean, really, I wonder what the chances are. Hey, you got to go catch all those damn Vulpix, and then you got to convert them over, and then reset the game if you don't get it. I guess is how you do it. But even then, it's like you have to divide your shiny chances by or times them by 1 in 16. Kind of like dividing them by it. Oh, okay, that's cool. And he needed it in 4 hours. Man, how did you get that in 4 hours? Did you just grind really, really hard and get lucky then? Because that's I've grinded for up to 6 hours, I think, on one. Hey, that's cool. That's pretty fast. That's the process. That's worth it though. I mean, I would put that work in to get that timid 6IV shiny Alolan Ninetales. I don't know how that guy. I mean, that's it's a good deal. I would say. I mean, it's a lot of work to make that Mon and to make it fast, but at the same time, you deliver the results. You get the results. Oh, I didn't realize most people used Mega Arrow. I assumed that people would be using Stealth Rock, Aerodactyl. Mine's I don't plan on Megaing it all the time. Technically, the three Mons that can Mega on my team are Kangaskhan, Gengar, and Aerodactyl. And I like to reserve the choice for when it's necessary. Sometimes Gengar slash sometimes Kangaskhan. In my final match, I feel like if I hadn't Mega Gengar when I did and saved it, I would have been able to win with the damage from Megaing Kangaskhan on the final turn. But so far, yeah, Aerodactyl. I had in my match against Random. I actually did end up Mega evolving him and using him as a Mega and as a Rock user. Oh, okay. My theory is I figured Stealth Rock would be really integral. You always want to have it up, is what I was thinking. So I was like, if I can't beat him, join him, kind of. So I figured Aerodactyl with Taunt and Stealth Rock, and then the other two moves are Rock Slide and Earthquake because they kind of hit two different areas nicely enough for good damage. It is. Unless like the community like votes to ban Stealth Rock or something for the events or something, I see it as it's basically going to be Stealth Rock has to is going to contend with it. It's going to be part of the game. So yeah, no defog, no rapid spin. So basically, it's stuck in play. I've seen a few booster sets. You were running Nasty Plot on your Ninetales, I think, and I was considering running a booster set, but I don't have one on my team right now. There's a few different ones that looked all right. I was actually curious about running a. I was going to make one, either of these two, really, because the only two Pokemon in the game right now that know the move, but either an Almanite or a Cloyster with Shell Smash for sweeping. It's the most powerful boosting move that's in the game. So I figure it's definitely worth looking at if it can sweep a team. If you can remove a couple of Mons that can threaten the guy and then sweep the team, I think it's a kind of strategy that could. Yeah, I was really hoping that I'd get to play like some sort of Mega Charizard bullcrap, but that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, not being able to clear the hazards is it's pretty rough for that. But I don't know. It didn't. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It sucks for Charizard and Fire types though a lot. That even sucks for that Alolan Ninetales. I forget that Ice is weak to Rock. There's a few different things. Flying types too, like Zapdos and stuff. No Articunos in this format. You gotta love those scenarios where you're like, I'm using this move, and there's a 10% chance that I win, and then there's a 10% chance that I don't lose even. It was such a close match too. I wasn't sure who was gonna win on that final turn. I was like, he's gonna resist it, but I've got high attack. He's got reasonable defenses. I know I'm gonna hit first if he attacks. I feel like he's gonna definitely attack. Those burns hurt. I had a Starmie, I believe, in a Starmie versus Starmie mirror match I had, hit me with Scald and burned me, and that burn caused that Starmie to get sacrificed. Luckily, she was able to take out the other Starmie, though, because I'm running a Speed Starmie, and the next Mon took some damage before she basically bought the farm to the burn. Yeah, Scald burns. Starmie is really strong. I mean, if you want, I can trade you at least 5 perfect IV Starmie. From farming the Starmie that I was working on, I was going for a shiny one, so I ended up with a ton of extra ones. So Vaporeon almost made it on this team. It was Starmie versus Vaporeon for the water slot, basically. I was like, do I go with the special tank, or do I go with the Starmie for the coverage and the speed? And the very good defenses, actually. I think Vaporeon's probably good. I don't know what the base speed is on it. Starmie is just very, very powerful. I think being fast is really good in this format. I think the lowest speed on my team is base 85. True, I like getting all the candy. That's a nice bonus of it. I also sell a lot of candy because of the amount of candy I get. Actually, I have a shiny Staryu with like 5 perfect stats or something, but when I was catching it, the clock ticked over to midnight and turned off my nature setting, and I ended up getting a bashful Starmie instead of a timid Starmie on the shiny one, so I had to go with a non-shiny one. But the quest will continue. I'll probably just give away the other one or something. Yeah, rest in peace is right. I actually did keep hunting, but I haven't found another one, and the tournament was starting, and I just couldn't farm one up in time. I was like, no, no, come on, I wanted it. But I'll still get it. In the meantime, I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't care that the star is, or the star U isn't perfect. I mean, competitive players should care, but everybody else, fair game. So I'll probably give it away. I didn't realize that the timer had ticked over that it was midnight yet. I was just farming for so long. I was like, oh, finally! I was like passing out playing, kind of, just staring at the screen. Ah, that's brutal. 500, that's a lot. Uh, are you taking your chain up to 500 just because the I believe the capture rate bonus and the shiny bonus end at 100. The shiny bonus ends at 31, I think is the highest, and for the capture bonus, I think it's 100 mons captured to raise your capture rate to green on the regular Pokeball or Premier Ball. The way I shiny farm, uh, oh, I see. You capture for the candy. I was doing that too. I usually go to like 100 or 130 sometimes. I don't know why. That's usually just where I get tired of catching guys. And then I'll just sit there and watch a specific sector of the screen and just let monsters despawn and spawn and despawn and spawn. It's not as fun, but I usually put on a show or something in the background so that I can like listen to a podcast or listen to a talk show or something while I stare at this screen mindlessly. I think it's species specific actually, because when I was doing Nidoran at 30, I got my first capture bonus. That's when my balls leveled up, and then again at like 60 or maybe it was 50. So I think it's per species. And I also don't believe it's related to your chain. I think it's based on how many you either have in your box or you've just caught in general in the game. Because I've broken my chain yet retained my capture bonus on the mons that I've farmed so far. Like if I go to catch a Kangaskhan, I can throw a Pokeball at it and scream. Even though I don't have a 100 Poke chain or I don't have a 100 Kangaskhan in my box anymore. For Pokemon Ashes. Yeah, I sent them off to the factory. I like that it maintains that because it means like after you do your farm for a species, you don't have to do it again. You can just stop at 31 if you please and hunt for shinies that way, which is nice. Yeah, my favorite part is when you get the bonus and then you get to shift to the next cheaper ball until you're down to Pokeballs and you're like, yeah, just throw them. Who's the most annoying Pokemon that you farmed so far? I'm trying to think of which one was the most annoying for me. Staryu is actually reasonably annoying. Not the worst, but it was pretty annoying. So was Ghastly. Ghastly was also annoying. I gotta say, Kangaskhan was also kind of annoying, even though it's not hard to catch. Spawning it was annoying. Yeah, the Ghastly floating around, like, I almost can't do it on the TV screen. I have to play with the handheld version to farm certain mons just so I can use the gyroscope to make my shots accurate because I can't translate my movements to work. Not in the weird, crazy ones. When I ran into the first Zubat in the game and I saw it flying back and forth, I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm never interacting with this again." Chansey is annoying. She does bounce around all over the place. I farmed up. I have a shiny Tentacool, and he wasn't too bad. even though he's a little bit annoying, he wasn't too bad. I also have 2 coughings. They're pretty easy to farm. I wonder if Wheezing would be a good Will-O-Wisper in the format. He's got pretty high defense. I don't know. I was thinking about him. I do like his aesthetics, though. Ninetales is pretty good. I was worried to use Will-O-Wisp on the Alolan Ninetales. Well, I guess they're both. It's true. Ninetales is pretty good. I was thinking just as a wall, Weezing's pretty hefty. He's got like 120 base defense. And his typing isn't bad for what he does. He's not a super great Pokemon by any means, but he's also not the worst I've seen either. I think that in some teams he could find a home. I was wondering if that would happen with some of the Mons. I was worried about Starmie. I'm like, after I use this Water Stone, I better make sure that it didn't... Like, I'm afraid to... I deleted the move Recover off Starmie, now I'm afraid that I can't get it back. We'll see what happens. I guess it's not a shiny Starmie, so I don't know. I don't know if Recover is even that great, but I think that it could see place on Starmie. She's got reasonably good defenses and good typing, so... Against certain Pokemon, I feel like she could just wall them with Recover and then beat them down. Is that where he gets Flare Blitz? That's what I would expect. Flare Blitz is insane. Arcanine, I expect to see him in the tournaments at some point. He's a great Mon, and he's got great double attack stats. You can go special, you can go physical, you can go both. He's pretty cool. Crunch, Flare Blitz. Hey, Play Rough's pretty cool. I didn't know that he actually learned it. It's a kind of a move that not a lot of Mons seem to learn, and the ones that do learn it, kind of like not happy or not impressed by it, or it's like, it doesn't really do much. I didn't know he learned it. That's very cool. I also learned that if somebody walls your Outrage slash Outrage is the right move to use for this example. It knocks you out of Outrage, and you don't get confused, and you're free to select another move. So, not the worst thing to happen if someone walls you with a Fairy type. I was fortunate to have Carrot, or I should say KK Hot Pocket here on Twitch. He was helping me. We're kind of like teammates, I would say. We've played Pokemon and VGCs in the past together, made teams, and had some success, which has been fun. But we're not like top-tier humans, or I should say famous champions or anything. But he was integral to helping me get my team ready today because I was so busy. I had the Mons picked out and everything, but he already had a Chansey chain going, so I just traded him over the stuff. He popped him up to snuff for me, basically, in the levels, and then he even helped me bottle cap some of them. So without him, I would have been severely behind, but having a good teammate definitely helps. It's like having a good sparring partner in martial arts. The nature that I went with, because of the Drill Peck, I didn't end up using Drill Peck, but I went with a Hasty nature, which was minus defense plus speed. And the reason I did that was because I cut defense over special defense because I figured I think more special moves have higher power ratings than physical moves. So my assumption was that hedging against that would be best. That was my logic there. I wanted plus speed because even though Zapdos is kind of a tank, I always want to win the mirror match. That's how I always feel. So speed is really, really, really important in my opinion. Unless the Mon is something like a really, really slow guy like Snorlax, where you're not going to be winning any speed races, and winning a speed race with your mirror match doesn't matter at all. But most cases it does. There are cases when it doesn't, though. You shouldn't hedge speed in a place that it doesn't need to be hedged. But I do use a physical move on my Zapdos, not Drill Peck. I use U-Turn, and I didn't want to nerf the damage on the U-Turn, so that's why the hasty nature as well. That was more part of it. Actually, we can look at the Zapdos here. Well, you did a great job to pull it together then, I would say. We had a great match. I don't think I've had a match that close in so long. I don't even know. Like, that was edge of the seat. Edge of the seat. I guess my head's in the way. But, let's see here. Alright, floating head. We'll just float on over there, eh? Sure, I'll join it. Somebody just invited me to their Discord server. How nice. Let's see here. Let's see. Looks down, 1 HP. Yeah. I had that happen earlier with a Starmie where I thought it was going to die, and it burned down to 2 HP, and I was like, sweet, sweet, sweet. It was a very, oh man, it was such a good match. Oh man. That one, I like can't wait to highlight it and get it up there just because I'm going to watch it again, just because I want to see it from just the perspective of the spectator and just watch the whole thing. The way it unfolds is awesome. So close, too. Let's see. Someone named Druthless is, Mega Drain on Gengar is sweet. I'm not sure if the matches are saved on Switch. I remember that they had those, the battle recorder back in the day on the DS. That was pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going to respond to this message here. I feel the same way about the battles there, Dragonite. After you get out of those intense fights with your opponent, it's like you're just mentally weary. I'm weary right now too. Actually, I planned on getting out of here a little earlier after the event was done, but I like sticking around and talking to people. We've had some good discussions, so if I don't see you later, thank you for checking out the stream, Dragonite GMS. I don't know if you're into it, but if you'd like to, I would appreciate if you would like to follow the channel. You don't have to, like I said, but it's up to you. But everybody who follows definitely helps, and I plan on growing more and doing more of these style events and stuff. And hopefully we can do a battle practice day where we can, and not hopefully, we can do it. We just gotta figure out what day is good, or what times are good, and get some people battling, and we'll just do some practice battles. Thank you for the follow, sir. Well, that was an assumption, but thank you, nonetheless. And have a good evening. I think I'm going to get out of here for the night, and I'm going to probably spend some time either tonight or tomorrow going over the matches. I'm going to go ahead and highlight them. Hopefully up tomorrow. Hold me to it. If you don't see them up, you can yell at me in Discord. Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for checking out the stream. Thanks for checking out the battles. We had 3 amazing fights today. They were awesome. Edge of my seat stuff, really. Heart was pounding. Still, just thinking about how close these fights were, it was really cool, and a lot of skill there from the opponents. It was great. Thank you very much, and have a good evening, everybody.